Students, in this video we are going to discuss about circular motion of a car along a level road. Now before going to your topic, it is circular motion, which means you have studied there is a force which helps objects to move in circular path, and that force is what we call the centripetal force. So the force required by an object to move in a circular path with uniform speed is what we call the centripetal force, and direction of force is always directed towards the center. If an object is traveling in a circular path, we know the direction of centripetal force is always towards the center of the circular path. Now, depending upon the situations, centripetal force provided will vary. For example, take the case of a solar system. In solar system, planets, they move around the sun in fixed orbit. So they are orbits are all elliptical shape, but we are going to take it as circular orbits. So when to make the planet remain in that particular orbit, it should have a centripetal force so that it can move in a circular path. Now, what provides centripetal force? What is the factor which provides centripetal force to the planet to make it move in a circular path? It is actually the gravitational force of attraction between the planet and the sun. If you take the planet and the satellite revolves around the planet. So it is moving in a circular path. So it is the force of attraction between the planet and the satellite which is providing the centripetal force there, which makes the planet or the satellite remain in its track. If suppose there is no such force, what happens? The planet or the satellite will be thrown out, isn't it? Similarly, if you take the case of atoms, in the case of atoms, electrons, they revolve around the nucleus. So, if you take an atom, then we have the center, which is the nucleus having charge Ze, and the electrons will be revolving around it in fixed orbits. So, what is the force? What is the factor which provides centripetal force here? The factor which provides centripetal force is the electrostatic force. What is electrostatic force? We will be studying in 12th standard. It is actually the force between the electron, negatively charged electron, and the positively charged nucleus, which provides the centripetal force and make the electron revolve in the circular path. Okay. So next we are going to go to our main topic, that is circular motion of a car along a level road, means a flat road. When you travel with your parents or when you are traveling in a bus or vehicle, when there is a sudden curve, automatically you can feel the driver adjusts the speed in such a way that an accident is not met, isn't it? So there are certain conditions, certain factors which you have to keep in mind when you are traveling along a curved road. Okay. Now, for that we have considered the case of a curved road. This is our curved road. Okay. So our road, and a car is traveling in this road. Now, if you take this curve, you can construct a circle. So from the center of the curved road to the center of the road, the radius is taken as small letter r. The distance is small letter r. And weight of the car is acting downwards. So automatically the reaction is acting upward. Now what is reaction? It is the force provided by the road to the vehicle. So how will the force be provided? It will be provided through the contacting portion, isn't it? That is the tires, which means the inner tire, the tire which is near to the curved portion, is having the reactions of is provided with the reaction R1, and the outer tires are provided with the reaction R2, such that the net reaction which is acting upward is R is equal to R1 plus R2. So now it is traveling in a circular curved path or a circular track. So definitely there must be a centripetal force. Now who is providing the centripetal force? It is actually the friction between the tires and the road which is providing the necessary centripetal force, and the friction is actually acting inward. This is the friction provided by the inner tire F1, and this is the friction provided by the outer tire is directed towards the center of the curved road. So actually it is a friction which provides the necessary centripetal force for the object or for the vehicle to be in it along its track. Okay. So the net force of friction acting given by F is equal to F1 plus F2. And also we know that the relation between friction and normal reaction is given by relation between friction and normal reaction R1 and R2 is given by F1 is equal to mu R1 and F2 is equal to mu R2. Now we are going to substitute the value of F1 and F2 in this equation. We can take this as equation 1. So we get the total frictional force acting F is equal to mu R1 plus mu R2, which is equal to mu into R1 plus R2. This is actually what is the normal reaction, mu R. Now normal reaction is equivalent to what? Weight of the car acting downwards. So this can be written as mu mg. Why? Since R is equal to mg. Okay. Now this much is the friction provided by the tires and the friction between the tires and the road, and it is acting towards the center, which means it is providing centripetal force. And this friction for the object or for the car to be in its track, this friction force provided should be either equal to or centripetal or equal to or greater than the centripetal force. So you can write the force of friction, that is mu mg, should be greater than or equal to centripetal force. What is the equation for centripetal force? mv square divided by r, where m is the mass of the body, in the case it is our car, v is the velocity with which the body travels or the object travels, and r is the radius of the circular path. So the friction provided by the tires should be greater than or equal to what the kind of centripetal force required for the object to remain in the same track. Now we are going to study, or we are going to find out what is the velocity with which the vehicle has to travel so that no accident is met. So what I am going to do is I am going to cut from both sides. I will get mu g r should be greater than or equal to v square, or v square should be less than or equal to mu g r, or the maximum velocity with which the vehicle can travel, we call it as v max, should be equal to root of mu g r. So it will be depending upon the surface. Coefficient of kinetic friction will be having a constant value. We have studied it. G is the acceleration due to gravity, constant value. R is the radius of the circular path or the curved road. So it will be having, definitely it will be a constant value. And if the vehicle is traveling with a speed greater than V max, then definitely it will be thrown out of the track and it will meet accident. Okay. Thank you.